Boom! S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up half.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Deck it quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stop pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat eat my bacon and eggs. Profits. Light up watching them candles. Profits. While I'm still in my sand making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Profits. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Him make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? They make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Make profits.
That TTG money gang.
Making profits.
We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend, are ready to get down to business. It's going to be a big week. It's inflation data week. Yes, it's inflation data. We're going to get CPI. We're going to get PPI. We're going to figure out whether or not we are going to be seeing the inflation from tariffs, yes or no. Futures markets are starting off a little bit red. As we just opened up a half hour ago, we are starting slightly red. We're down just around 0.3, 0.4% on the S&P and the NASDAQ as we went through a nice consolidation week last week, just like we had anticipated. If you caught the live stream last week on this same exact stream, same channel, same time, 7 days ago, last Sunday, we talked about a consolidation week. That's what we got last week. I don't know if you're going to see the same this week. So we're going to talk about it. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. I am thrilled to have you all with us here tonight. You have to understand that True Trading Group literally exists to help you to learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner. That's exactly what we're going to do, on this live stream here tonight. And of course, TTG is proud to be powered by the NASDAQ, Benzinga, OpenAI, TradingView, DataBento, Unusual Whales, and so many more. You see, TTG is an award-winning platform. We received the 2024 Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. TTG is a platform built on education that is backed by experience, strategies that are proven by success, and tools that actually think, with every part of it built and customized around you, the individual. No matter who you are, what you trade, how much experience you have or don't, TTG exists to help you to make money. And that is exactly what we do here. Members of True Trading Group are part of something real special. And I couldn't be any prouder to be on this journey with each and every single one of them. Yes, my boy Fade Doctor's got it right. Make sure y'all hit that smooth ass like button on your entry. I love to see it. Hit that smooth ass like button. Listen to my man. Listen to Fade Doctor. He knows what he's talking about. Listen to him. He's a wise man. Smash that like button. Show some love. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets and giving you free lessons, trade ideas, and market commentary that can help you guys to make money. And I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be wondering, who the hell is this guy? Why should I listen to anything it is that he has to say? And it's not because I think that I'm the world's greatest trader. It's simply because I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. I was trained by professionals on Wall Street. I didn't have to figure this out by sitting in Discord rooms and watching YouTube videos. Okay. While working at the fund, they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the firm's money. And shortly after that, 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We have helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We have over 10,000 members in 115 different countries, truly a global community at True Trading Group. We day trade, we swing trade, we cover long-term investing. We trade stocks, options, futures, you name it, we trade it. There's something here for everyone. So whether you're just looking to level up, just getting started, or you need a little extra push to pick yourself up, trust me, folks, you are in the right place. Stick around. Let's make some moves together. Let's make some money together. Before we go any further, I want you to stop what you're doing and make sure you're watching this video live. You should see a red dot next to the word live. If you do not see a red dot next to the word live, then that means that you are watching this video delayed. That will become a problem for you later on during this live stream when we do our giveaway. Okay? Now, in a moment, I'm going to give you one of 2 code words. The second code word coming later on during the live. Then I'll put everyone's name into a random name picker called the Wheel of Names later on during the live. And if your name is called, you'll have 2 minutes to send a text message to a phone number that we provide on the screen. Oh, I take that back. I take that back. We're not doing it. I take it back. All right, we're not doing the giveaway. Scratch that. No giveaway tonight. All right, no giveaway tonight. All right, no more giveaways. All right, no more giveaways. All right, so still make sure you're watching the video. You're watching this live, though. Still make sure you're watching live. You should see a red dot next to the word live at the bottom of your screen. If you don't, make sure you click the word live, bring you up to speed. All right, bring you guys up to speed. Sorry, I have something in my eye. All right, now, as we kind of roll things through here to this week, this is going to be a big week. All right. We've got CPI data coming out and PPI data coming out. I believe that the overall direction of this market, okay, we had a long weekend, guys. So just forgive us. We had a long weekend. We've been literally going almost 48 hours straight. We had an AI training this weekend for our AI Pro members, showcasing the capabilities that our AI has and all of the amazing features, the amazing capabilities. Those of you that attended, how was it, guys? What do you guys think about the AI Pro and the AI capabilities? Who we have on the live stream that attended that workshop? What do you guys think? We literally just finished like 30 minutes ago, and now I'm doing the live stream. So we were literally just wrapped up that training like 30 minutes ago, and now here we are doing the live stream. But what did you guys think? Members, what did you guys think? Awesome, mind-blowing, awesome, amazing, great. Yeah, so basically what we just did, Adam and I spent all weekend, Saturday and Sunday, both days from like 11 to 6 o'clock. So about 7 hours a day, so 14 hours total, going over with our members and showing them, how I use the AI. Adam showing them how to use the AI. We talked about how to, build custom screeners. We talked about how to upload your trading activity into Mari, which is our AI. Mari will analyze your trading activity. It'll tell you your strengths, tell you your weaknesses. Then it will build and develop a trading strategy for you based on your strengths and weaknesses. Then it can build you a screener to find trade setups based on that strategy. And then it can back test it to give you the results of what that strategy would have done. And then it can help build you a trading plan for that exact strategy that you can follow step by step to implement a successful trading strategy for you, the individual, because your strengths and weaknesses are going to be different from mine. Okay. So we had a really, really, really great time this weekend, and we still have more to go. We're going to be showing everybody how our AI actually integrates onto the charts to identify chart patterns, support, resistance. There's still how to use our AI to identify unusual options activity, how to use it for deep research and due diligence. I mean, so much more. It really, truly is an amazing platform, an amazing tool. It is not a coincidence why we received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. It truly is. And I'm not just saying this as an owner of True Trading Group. I'm talking to you as a trader who has tried all of these different AI co-pilots and trading assistants and platforms out there. There truly is nothing like it. It really, honestly is the best AI platform that a trader could use. And we just finished up some trainings for that all weekend. So we are a little tired, but we can't not do the Sunday night live stream. There's too much riding on this week. The markets have been in full-blown rally mode. We just made new all-time highs last week. Everybody wants to know, can you trust the rally? Is it just a bull trap? Are we about to get a big pullback? And I'm going to talk to you guys about some catalysts that we have coming up here this week, i.e. inflation. Okay. Now, last week I came on this exact same live stream, and I told you that I expected a consolidation week, right? I expected a pullback Then I expected that pullback to be bought, and I expect that to leave you with a consolidation. Now, you guys can go back and you can check last week's live stream. It's right here on this YouTube channel. But if we take a quick little zoom in and we take a look at the charts, then you'll notice that here's Monday's price action, right? And there's the pullback on Monday. That pullback was buyable. You bounce it back up into the end of the week, and then you finish with a little gap down on Friday to leave you with a consolidation week where we literally finished the week exactly where we started it. Okay. So the definition of a consolidation week where you had the pullback early, right? Oh, let me just draw that back out. You had the pullback early. Okay. Pullback on Monday, bounce it back in the middle of the week, and then pull it back on Friday, and you finish the week exactly where you started. So a nice little pause in the market rally. And now the question becomes, is this just a pause in the rally? And do we actually continue higher? Or is there trouble brewing, and are we about to get a pullback back in to possibly and potentially retest these previous all-time highs, which puts you back at around like 611, 612? And that's what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss today what direction we think this market's going to head this week. What are the potential catalysts that can move that market in that direction? And then most importantly, what are the top trade ideas that I have written down in my notebook? My little black book. What do I have written down in here? Yes, I'm old school. I still write down my trade ideas in my notebook. I now use Mari, the AI platform, to help me build out my watch list and to identify my trading plans. And then I write them down because I'm still old school. Okay. So I have a list of stocks that we have drawn up here that we're going to talk about and go over. Okay. Now, before I do that, let's just kind of do a quick little recap, because every Sunday I come on this YouTube channel and I give you my trade ideas. And I tell you, hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm going to do. We had a monster of a trade last week. Big shout out to all of my members that capitalized on the core weave short. And to make matters even better, I have another trade idea this week that really, really greatly resembles the core weave setup. If anybody could guess what the ticker symbol is that reminds me of the core weave setup, I'll give you guys a bonus skip the line one-on-one mentor session. You think about it. Okay. If I see anybody type it in chat before I get to it, I'll call it out. But while you guys think about it, let's actually go over and let's talk about what was trade of the week. Some of our members got 1,000% gain on put options. 1,000. Do you hear me? 1,000% gain on put options. Some people got 350%. Some people got 500%. Some even up to 1,000% gain on the core weave put options. It all just depends on which expiration date you went after. The person that got the 1,000%, they went after Friday's expiration and the 11th. Other people went after the 18th. Okay, that's the discrepancy between the percentage gain. And some people got in at different prices and got out at different prices, obviously, right? But let's go in and let's talk about this core weave. Okay. And when you ask, why should I listen? Why should I pay attention to the things that this guy talks about on this YouTube channel? Well, this is the reason why. Because even if you were not a member of True Trading Group, I came on this live stream on Sunday and I told you I am shorting core weave this week on the back of a head and shoulders pattern. And if you just listen to that analysis on Sunday, you could have capitalized on this trade. Now, in order to know exactly the moment and the price that we got into this trade, you'd have to be a member of True Trading Group, right? We send out all of our real-time trade alerts directly out to your phone. Okay, we use real-time push notifications. There's no guessing. There's no chasing of alerts. You get instantly notified when a moderator gets in or out of a position. So even if you're busy working a full-time job, you can follow along with what it is that we do. I told you before, we have 10,000 members in True Trading Group. 82% of them have a full-time job. So if they can do this, then so can you. All right. Now let's go in and let's talk about this setup. Okay. Let's talk about it. This is a head and shoulders setup. Now, before I actually get into the trade recap, let me actually play for you. I know I always say, I'm like, hey, go back and watch the stream, right? It's on the YouTube channel. Well, I did you a favor. I went ahead and I grabbed like a quick minute-long video clip of last week's live stream. So you can actually see exactly what we did, right? So you can see exactly what I said to you on Sunday, and you can see exactly what the analysis was. You can see exactly what the call was. We'll see if we have that video clip ready to go, Joe. Yep, we are ready to go. All right, guys, so here we go. So the video clip I'm about to play for you, okay, this is a video clip from last Sunday. This is last Sunday's live stream when I went over with you my top trade ideas for the week, and we talked about shorting CoreWeave. Let's go ahead and play that clip. And then last but not least, this is going to be another high-risk trade. It's CoreWeave. CoreWeave has the potential of a head and shoulders in the making. You guys can see drawn out on my screen, left shoulder, head. Here's the formation of your right shoulder. What we are going to look for tomorrow is going to be a rejection off of the high 160s, low 170s. Okay, we're going to look for a candle that looks something like this. Okay, we're going to look for a candle that looks something like this. And then we will look for a follow-through candle that looks something like that. And then if you break this little upward sloping trend line, okay, if you break this little upward sloping trend line, then you could be looking at, you know, more downside there. There you have it. So there's, and I went into that analysis, you know, a lot more, you know, more in depth, and I went into it even longer. But for the sake of the video, I don't want to sit here and play 5 minutes of a video clip for you. But you just saw me on last Sunday night's live stream tell you exactly what the game plan was here with CoreWeave. And we were going short CoreWeave on the head and shoulders, and my goodness, did that level break. And my goodness, did we get that follow through to the downside. This is a textbook head and shoulders pattern. And when I'll draw it out for you guys here right now, there's your left shoulder. Here is your head. Here is your right shoulder. Okay. Here was your neckline. There's the break. There's the follow through. And we caught this entire move. Full disclosure, I am actually still short a small piece of this position. I covered the bulk of this position last week into this big sell-off, but I still have a runner on, and my final profit target is right around 120. The stock closed on Friday, right around the after hour. It closed at 127. We then dropped to 125 in the after hours. I'm trying to see if I can get a kiss of the 50-day moving average, which is this dark blue line you see on my screen. But more likely than not, my final take profit is going to be coming off on this trade probably sometime tomorrow morning. Again, a big shout out and a big congratulations to all the members of True Trading Group that caught this trade. If you guys made money on this, if you guys hit this with me from this week and you guys saw the analysis on the live stream, sound it off in chat. Tell me how you did. Shout out some dollar amounts, shout out some percentage amounts. I love to see it when the whole team hits. And while we have some members that are calling that out, let me go in one step further and explain to you the quality of this head and shoulders setup. There's a couple of key points to a head and shoulders. What I want you to understand is that all chart patterns are not created equal. Okay, just because you have one bull flag and another bull flag doesn't mean that both bull flags are going to be ideal and are going to be high probability. Okay, there's certain details within a setup. Justin bought his put options at $1.60. He sold them at $9.25. Do the math on that one, folks. Congratulations, Justin. That is a huge, huge trade. Okay. Now, as we continue through, right? As we continue through, here's your head and shoulders. Now, there's two key points to the head and shoulders. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's my boy, Jimmy. Jimmy goes, I'm a minute behind. I'm the one that got 1,000% on last Friday's puts. I got in on Wednesday, 1,000% gain for my boy, Jimmy. Just Patience Keith got over 300%. Sam, 239%. Lady Boss, 887%. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. Congratulations, guys. I told you, just listen. Just pay attention, okay? This is what's out there. And I have another idea that I think could give us a play similar to what we see here on CoreWeave. But there's a couple of things I want you to know when you're looking at head and shoulders. First, head and shoulders are trend reversal patterns. So that means in order for and it's a bearish setup, you need an uptrend first. Okay, there is your uptrend. Then you need the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and the neckline. But volume is important to the quality of a head and shoulders. When a head and shoulders forms, you want the heaviest volume to form on the creation of the left shoulder. Okay, so the left shoulder, you want to be the heaviest volume. Then you want lower volume when the head is created. And then ideally, even lower volume when the right shoulder is created. So what you will notice is left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then steadily decreasing volume when each of those segments of the pattern are formed. Okay. Then you'll also notice that we had a signal line crossover on the MACD when the head was formed. So there's the head of the formation. There's a signal line crossover on the MACD. You guys will learn how to trade all of these setups as a member. And then here's also another big key point for us: bearish divergence on the RSI indicator. The RSI was making lower highs while the share price made higher highs on the formation of the head. From the left shoulder to the head, the RSI actually made a lower high. So you have a lot of indicators working in your favor to a downward move on CoreWeave. This is why this was one of my top trade ideas of the week last week. It's why we jumped on it and we were able to capitalize on a textbook, super clean head and shoulders. It does not get any better than that. If you wanted to know why you should follow and you should pay attention to the things that we discuss on this YouTube channel, it is not because I think that I'm the world's greatest trader. Yes, I am right a hell of a lot more than I am wrong, but you should join True Trading Group and you should listen and pay attention to the things that we say here, because plain and simple, our members make money, and that is what this is all about. If you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. Listen to members themselves. Members of True Trading Group, do me a favor. Type the number 1 in chat right now if you are making money, if you are becoming better traders because of TTG. Hell, if you caught a piece of the CoreWeave short, type the number 1 in chat right now. Anyone on this live stream that is not a member of True Trading Group, still be excited because I'm about to share with you my top trade ideas for this week. But before we get to that, you should pay attention to how many people type the number 1 in chat right now. These are your friends. These are your family members. These are your coworkers. If these people can make money with True Trading Group, there is absolutely no reason why you cannot. They're not luckier than you, and they sure as hell don't have more time than you. I told you before, 82% of our members have a full-time job. True Trading Group exists to empower the retail trader. We have fully incorporated AI technology into our platform to help you to learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner. I don't care that you're not able to sit in front of your computer screen and stare at charts all day long. You do not need to. I don't expect you to. You don't have to have 30 grand in a trading account. You don't have to have years and years of experience. You don't have to be good at math. We have members into your trading group that just opened up a Webull or Robinhood account a couple of weeks ago. And then we have people that have been trading for 25 plus years and used to be a market maker for the NASDAQ. And every single thing in between. Over 10,000 members in 115 different countries. If they can do this, and so can you. Plain and simple. How many people are on this live stream right now that are not members of True Trading Group? Do me a favor. Just type the letters TTG real quick. Real quick, if you're not a member, type the letters TTG. Just real quick, type the letters TTG. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. Go ahead and type TTG. Let me see who we have on here that's not part of the community just yet. And then I got my list of trade ideas for this week that we're going to go over. All right, so go ahead, guys. Type the letters TTG. Those of you that are not part of the community here just yet. We got WC. We have Salima. And again, make sure you guys click the word live to make sure you're watching this video live. You don't want to be behind. You don't want to be delayed. You don't want to miss any of the good stuff. So make sure you're watching this video live. Sean is always new. Sean is always new. All right. Well, those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, those of you that are new. All right. Those of you that are new. I have one more thing to show you. Joe, do we have the second clip? or were we only able to get the first one? You have all three. You are a beast. You are a beast of a man. So those of you that are not members, I feel like that core review example was probably pretty sweet, right? You guys wish that you maybe capitalize on the core review trade with us. But I gave you a couple of other trade ideas last week too. So let's just continue to recap how things went last week, and then we're going to get into this week. Because last week, I also gave you guys a beautiful trade idea on Wells Fargo. And that Wells Fargo trade idea also gave members anywhere from a 50 to around 90% gain, depending on the strike price and the expiration date on the contracts that they end up going after. Again, this is a video clip from last Sunday's live stream. Let's go ahead real quick and let's play that clip. Next up, Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo. This is a nice slow mover for those that don't like the real volatile ones. Wells Fargo had a double top resistance at 81 and change. We broke through that all-time high resistance last week. So what we are going to do now is we're going to look for Wells Fargo to pull back, okay, into that previous all-time high. Then here comes the 9 EMA, catch that to become support, and then look for Wells Fargo to then continue that uptrend, continue back to the upside. So we look for a pullback into 81.5 for the long. The stop loss would be underneath 81. And then we look for Wells Fargo to hold the previous all-time high of 81 and see if there could be some follow through to the upside on Wells Fargo. Now, there you have it. Very straightforward, very plain and simple. You heard me say, watch for the pullback into 81 for the long, and then stop loss under 81, and then look for a bounce back. Look for the 9 EMA. You heard it. You heard it right there. Look for the 9 EMA to be support, right? So here we go. Here's Tuesday. What's the low of the week? You heard me say pullbacks into 81 for the long, right? What's the low of the week? I'll tell you. It's $81.03. $81.03. So we'll go to a 3-minute chart. Just kind of even zoom this in a little bit more. There's your 81. And then there's this nice little bounce back move off of 81. A nice slow mover. No, not a lot of volatility, not a lot of whiplash action that members were able to capitalize on. You got a nice little beautiful recovery here. You could have also taken JPMorgan. I took JPMorgan. This is another really good trade. It was the exact same type of trade back against the all-time high. Right there it is. Previous all-time high, you broke through it, you then pulled it back in, reset back against that previous all-time high, and then nice little bounce back move. We also caught this trade on JPMorgan, and a lot of our members were also able to capitalize on that trade there on Wells Fargo, right into that beautiful support level, previous all-time high, drop back down into it, 9 EMA support, nice little bounce back move there. So there's another example of trades that I gave you guys last week on this live stream that you could have capitalized on, that you could have made money on just from paying attention. And that's the whole point. You're not here to make friends. You're not here because you're a Yankee fan. You are here because you want to make money. And that is what this is all about. Okay. And in case you missed it before, those of you that are new here, I'll ask one more time for the proof. Members, type the number 1 in chat right now if you are making money because of True Trading Group. And then you have to really ask yourself, guys, those of you that are not members, you really got to ask yourselves, what is it going to take to get you to invest in yourself and to become part of a community of over 10,000 traders from 115 different countries that has a data partnership agreement directly with the NASDAQ, that has a partnership with Unusual Whales, that has, works closely with OpenAI to build out our AI tools, that received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. What else are you going to need to believe in yourself enough to take that step forward and invest in a platform that can help you guys become successful? All these members of True Trading Group are sitting here once in your position. They once were a viewer on a live stream. They then became a member for a whole year. There you go. JE's up 152% on the JPMorgan calls. I downplayed it. I said, what did I say? 50 to 90%? Well, there's 152% on that trade. So there it is. 152% gain. WC, man. Listen, WC, I'm sorry to hear it, but you're kind of chopping your nose off to spite your face. Says Mike, I got really ripped off by Tim Sykes' company for a lifetime membership. Otherwise, I would join. I love the live stream, but I'm taking a break from the memberships. That's too bad. That's too bad. WC, I'm sorry to hear. Listen, I'm sorry you got ripped off. I'm sorry you got taken advantage of. I understand the hesitancy, but the reality is that how many other people have been ripped off by some other group before? Type the number 2. Type the number 2 if you've been ripped off by some other group, some other company, some other program. Type the number 2. WC, I want you to pay attention to this real quick. My members of TTG, go ahead and type the number 2 if you've been ripped off by some other company before. Some other trading group or guru. WC, I want you to pay attention to how many people see type the number 2. You're not alone. You're not alone. The reality is, unfortunately, that this is a crappy industry with a lot of people that are full of BS. That person actually said Tim Sykes also. So that's not good. Wow, another person says I got ripped off by Tim Sykes too. Do you feel like he's an honest person? Damn, Tim got me too. WC, do you feel you yourself are an honest person? The username WC. Do you feel you yourself are an honest person? I'm a very honest person, Mike. Best of the best. I love that. All right. WC, stand by.
What's up, man?
Hey.
Hey, let him know who I am. My brain is not working.
So WC, this guy right underneath me here, this is Adam. He is my business partner and the co-founder of True Trading Group. So say what's up to Adam.
Hi. He can't talk to me because he's typing.
Well, he can type hi.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. What's up, dude?
See, there you go. Look. Hey, Adam.
So he asked you a question. He said, "Are you an honest person?" And let me tell you, there were 2 ways to answer that question. The first one is you say, hell yeah, I'm an honest person. And the second way is saying, yeah, sometimes. And either way, you're being honest. So that's great. But here's what we're going to do. I understand exactly what you are saying. I am very, very familiar with a lot of other companies like this. What I am prepared to do is if you sign up for the $267 special that we have tonight for the next 90 days, after 90 days, if you feel like we are a ripoff and you got no value, I will personally buy you a lifetime membership to True Trading Group.
Wow.
And that's recorded publicly now. So that's not something, I mean, you can clip this part of it. All these videos go live on here. Like there's tons of proof, all of it. That's how sure I am that this will be well worth your time. Now, understand, nobody loves your money more than me. But I will work very, very hard to continue to earn it. We both will.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So WC. So just to understand the offer that Adam just threw out, we have a 90-day membership. So you don't have to commit for a full year. It's 90 days. It's going to cost you $267. If after the 90 days you feel like True Trading Group was not worth it, you feel like it's another ripoff, Adam is going to buy you a lifetime membership to our platform. So you'll have access to this platform forever. Billy Bullish says, I'm back. I just joined. Nice. Just came back to the group. Okay. That's let me see. Wow. Yeah. Look at all these people are just commenting now. The WC, everyone's telling you to do. So here's what we can do. Let's do this. WC. Okay. The guy that came back, that's Sean. Sean, welcome back, brother. I'm glad to have you back, man. Guys, welcome back, Sean. Sean used to be a member. He just came back. Okay, so everybody welcome back, Sean. Guys, listen, WC and anyone else that's not a member of True Trading Group, go to ttgoffer.com. You know what? It's like, Adam, does this just apply to WC? Or is this anyone that joins tonight?
So I can't afford it for everyone that joins tonight.
Well, I'm confident enough. I'm confident enough that no one's going to feel that way, that I'll do it with you.
Yeah, but somebody's going to say that just so that we can pay for it.
Yeah. Well, that's them being dishonest. That's them being dishonest.
I'm not doing, but then what if we've had 500 people sign up for this 267 thing?
So let's
so my question is, what do you, hold on. My question is, what do you, if one of those people come back and say, oh, I didn't like it either. And so you're going to buy me one, right? Like, what do you want me to say for that?
Oh no, I'm only offering it right now. And I can even limit it to like 10 people or something, 5 people or something like that.
How about this? You got 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
10 minutes if you want that deal. And then that's it. We're not going to get a whole bunch of people to sign up in the next 10 minutes. So we're good.
Wow.
So, but basically, if WC wants it, that's who I was doing it for, because I felt bad for him, because I know the feeling. Yeah. Well, not just the feeling. I know exactly what they did to him. Like, I know the racket,
Right.
So that's why I'm like, this guy will come in here and he'll be in this group and he'll be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So do it for the next 10 minutes. So listen, anyone that's not a member, if you join True Trading Group's 90-day membership, it's just $267. That's it. Okay. You have the next 10 minutes. You go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is going to be included for 90 days for $267. There is no automatic renewal. There's no reoccurring payment. Okay. But if after your 90 days is up, if you feel like True Trading Group was just a scam, okay, and you feel like you were ripped off, we will buy you a lifetime membership to the platform.
And understand, it's not a scam, because we will try and sell you on other things. That does not make it a scam.
Right.
Okay? Because there's a business. We do try and sell you stuff. However, we also work very hard to ensure that you are benefiting from this.
Right. We work very hard to make sure that you are making money, that you are progressing, that you are getting better. And the things that we will try to sell you are things that we believe are going to help you achieve those goals. Very plain and simple. We feel that if you're making money, then we can sell you stuff to help you make money. They pay for themselves. They become value.
And that's us being transparent.
We're being totally transparent.
You may not like that answer, but how many other groups or companies will say that to you, like, straight up on a live stream?
Yep. Guys, True Trading Group is a business, right? There's 30 employees here at True Trading Group, right? We have 10,000 customers from 115 different countries. This is not a charity. this is a business. So like I said, we give you guys, we tell you everything, we're fully transparent. We don't tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what we think you need to hear. Love us for it, hate us for it. We're fully transparent, always have been, always will be. Okay. We got to welcome Scott. Scott just joined. Everybody welcome Scott. Scott went ahead real quick, took advantage of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's WC or not, but welcome to the family, Scott. Again, anyone else, go to ttgoffer.com. It's 90 days. It's $267 for the next 10 minutes. Anyone that joins, if you feel like we ripped you off, if you feel like True Trading Group is a scam, it's a total ripoff after those 90 days, we will give you a lifetime access to the platform, the tools, resources, education, etc. Chat room, trade alerts, you guys get all that stuff. Okay? Everything's included from Mari, the AI trading co-pilot, the 22 curriculum courses, which is a simplified version of what I learned working at the Fund in New York, Benzinga Pro newsfeed, trading views charting software, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data.
Joe, give me a time check on the 10
video
minutes.
library. You guys get all of it for 90 days, just $267. That's it. Any questions, text us. Okay.
All right, we got to welcome Sanjia.
Sanjia.
Yeah, Sonjia.
Sanjia, welcome to the TTG fam. Everybody,
I
welcome.
gotta tell you, if WC doesn't sign up, then this backfired.
Yeah, unless is Scott WC?
I don't know.
Anybody know?
I have no idea.
WC, where are you? No, you don't have to begin trading immediately, Ray. You
Hell
can take
no.
your time, brother. You don't have to begin trading.
Listen, when I married my wife, I know. Never mind. I was gonna say, like when I married my wife or started dating, like maybe she wanted kids, but like we didn't have kids right away, but she still saw some potential, I'm sure. I was gonna say I'm tired, brother.
Yeah, and I hear you, brother. So, me too, man. We had a long. You did great.
No, you don't have to start trading right away. You won't need to start trading right away in order to see that your $267 purchase would be worth it. I'm just kind of busy at the moment. We all are, bro.
Yeah, that's all right, Ray. I would just jump on this offer. That's what I would say. But you don't have to start trading right away. Take your time.
Absolutely not. And it's
look at Sean. Adam, look at
24/7
Sean.
accessible.
Adam, look at Sean's comment. Dude, a lot's changed in the dashboard. Yeah, Sean, it's we've had a full upgrade on the dashboard.
Why is
AI
my chat still
integrated now.
muted in the TTG platform? I'm a lifetime member. If you're muted in the platform, it's probably two reasons. One, you were a complete douchebag at some point, or two, it's a mistake. I don't know which one it is. I'm tired. It's 7:18 on a Sunday. I'm doing a live stream. But to answer your question, George, it's one of the two reasons. Now you know why every 1-star review is written about me.
It's actually true. So we have over 2,700 reviews on Trustpilot. We're 4.5 stars. We should be 4.9 stars, but every 1-star review is because of Adam. Every single. I'm not kidding. Go read them for yourselves.
It is a really, really big. I love responding to them because here's the thing. The customer is not always right. I don't care how much money you spend. You're not always right. I'm not always right. Mike's not always right. But the customer sure as hell isn't always right in this business because guess what? If you were always right, you wouldn't sign up for True Trading Group. You would, you know what I mean? I don't know. We tell you, I don't have to be your friend. I don't have to deliver exceptional customer service. I'm not the guy. I need to provide you with the tools, resources, community, and environment needed to give you a real chance to make money. And if I do that, then nothing else should matter.
Yeah.
That. So I'm not here to be your friend and talk nicely. I'm here to make sure that you get the help you need when you need it, that you get what you paid for, more than what you paid for, that you get all the resources that you need when you need it in order to have the best chance of success. And it's
so George, just hit
it's a mistake, dude.
George, just hit up 2% in chat tomorrow. Just hit up 2%, and we can take care of it, brother. That's all. Hit up 2% tomorrow, or hit up customer support. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, dude.
Eric, Careful, Eric. The Fade Doctor goes, Mike isn't always right. He's a Giants fan. Damn it, Eric. Yeah, man.
I just look. I'm not here to play. Mike and I are not here to play your best friends and to, mentally manipulate you into thinking. So we're here to help you succeed. That's it. If there's friendship and other things that develop as it has for hundreds and thousands of other members that are here, then that's a byproduct of the initial goal. That's not that you don't come in like that.
I can already tell Fade Doctor and we're gonna have a real fun time this football season.
He told me he said he was a grandfather today.
Yeah, he's a grandfather?
I didn't picture him as a grandfather.
Nice. Yeah, we don't really know. Oh, Adam,
well,
wow, that's
his picture is on his profile.
Oh, I can't really see it. It's so small. I can't really see it.
How many years will it take? For what?
All right, well, I still have so much to talk about. So
yeah, go.
Wow, you have 7 grandkids, bro. God bless.
Yo, I just got major anxiety when he said that.
Awesome. All right, man. So, all right, let's dive in. We only have a couple minutes left here. So, a couple minutes left, guys. And you guys can join.
Go away on the screen.
Yeah. What?
Okay. Joe.
What?
I don't know where the button is.
For you to go away. Couple minutes left. Okay, you guys can join for the 90-day membership. It's only $267. There's no automatic upgrade. There's no automatic renewal. There's no recurring payment, right? It's just $267 for 90 days. After the 90 days are done, it just expires. You're not charged again. If you decide you want to stay with us, okay, you have to manually process the transaction to stay with us. However, for anyone that joins in the next couple of minutes, I think we have 4 minutes left, three to 4 minutes left. Anyone that joins in the next 3 to 4 minutes, you guys will have an opportunity. If after your 90 days are up, you feel like this was a ripoff, we'll give you guys lifetime access to the platform. Okay. You have 4 minutes left. Okay. If you have any questions, if you need help signing up, okay, text us. Okay. The clock is ticking and then that offer goes away. It'll still be $267 for 90 days, but we're not going to offer you the lifetime membership if you felt like it was a waste of time. All right. So 4 minutes left. Text us if you have any questions or if you need help. 1-888-621-2127. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen. That is 1-888-621-2127. If you have any questions, text us. Need help, text us. Also, if you used to be a member like Sean, or if you used to be a trial member and you guys want this deal, you have to text that number. We will manually set you guys up because you already had an account with your email, obviously, if you used to be a member. So if you want to come back, text that number. We'll get you guys hooked up and taken care of. Okay? Nice, man. Nice, Fade Doctor. We're going to have a good time, bro. We're going to have a good time. It's been a real pleasure having you as part of the group. You just joined. I mean, he literally just joined. Fade Doctor, are you still on the 90-day membership? Or are you the full year? If not, Fade Doctor, if you're still on the 90-day membership, send us a text message. I'm going to tell Joe right now just to give you a really great deal if you want to wrap yourself up for, he just bought Pro. Oh, you know what? It's on us. So, Fade Doctor, you just bought the Pro membership. You know what? If you're still on the 90-day membership, we're just going to give you the annual. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's still on the 90. You know what? Adam, just work it out with him. Here, Fade Doctor, you're now an annual member. Your annual membership starts today. So, Fade Doctor, you just bought the AI Pro today. So now you're an annual member and your annual membership starts today. So you've now got 365 days, brother. even though you're a Cowboy fan. If you were an Eagles fan, that's where I draw the line. I would not have done it if you were an Eagles fan. All right? I would not have done it if you were an Eagles fan. Raghu Gambino is a Washington Commanders fan. I'll also let that slide, but I just can't do it for Eagles fans. All right? So there you have it. Again, guys, text us. If you need help, text us with questions. 1-888-621-2127. Phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen. You've got just 1 minute left. Go to TT for that deal. Anyway, you can go to ttgoffer.com. It's $267, guys. All right. It's $267 for 90 days. See, if you were an Eagles fan, I wouldn't be a TTG member. Fibonacci, Jimmy, here come all the Eagles fans now, right? No, we're going to have fun, guys. We're going to have fun. There's two things I can always talk about. I can always talk stocks. I can always talk sports. It's all in good fun. We're going to have a great time this year, man. All right, we're going to have a great time. All right, let's take things back on over to the charts. Again, go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you get for 90 days is listed there for just $267. Text us if you guys have any questions. All right. So you guys saw for yourself. You saw the video clips from last week, right? Those were some of my top trade ideas for this week. There's more. There was Avis Carr was another one that we called out last week that actually worked out beautiful. Nice breakout of this bull flag. But I'll save you from the video. You guys, if you want to check that out, you can go back and watch it. But that was another one of our top trade ideas. We said long in the low to mid 170s. Look for the breakout. We got the breakout. So that worked out really well. Also, but let's go back and let's now talk about this week. All right. Let's talk about, what we're expecting from the markets this week. I think the markets are going to be in a place of patient anxiety is what I'm going to say. I think the markets to start the week are going to be patiently anxious. Okay. Patient anxiety, because the inflation data that we are going to get for the month of June that we're going to get on the 15th is, I think, a real huge catalyst for the direction this market's going to go for the next month, maybe. We don't have a Fed meeting in August. So you have the Fed meeting at the end of July and you have a Fed meeting in September. The Fed is not really set to cut interest rates in July. And part of the reason the Fed is not set to cut interest rates in July is because the Fed believes that we are going to see tariff-based inflation throughout the summer. We got the May CPI report and it was under expectations. A lot of people thought we would see inflation on that number. We didn't. Now you're running into the June CPI report. According to the Fed, according to a lot of Fed members, according to a lot of analysts and investment banks and research firms, a lot of them expect to see inflation in the June number. Now, why? Before the tariffs actually were implemented and they were just announced, a lot of companies did a massive pull forward in inventory. They went and they bought inventory as much as they possibly could based on cash flow and demand. And they tried to buy as much product before the tariffs went into effect. They have to turn that inventory over. So what ends up happening is you have, even though tariffs went into effect, the inventory being sold is not yet inventory that costs the price plus the tariff. Once that inventory gets turned over and then these companies have to reorder their next round of inventory, then it comes at the 15, 20% tariff, whatever it is. So the thought is that at some point in the summer, that inventory is going to get turned over and then we're going to see that inflation bump. Now, I believe, and I've been very vocal about this for several months, I believe that tariffs are not going to reaccelerate inflation to the point where it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to give inflation a bump temporarily. But then I think that bump is going to come back down. I'll explain to you why. Inflation is not a price. Inflation is a rate of change. So even if you had, let's say, an effective tariff rate of 15%, just as an example, okay? And when I say effective tariff rate, that means even though you might say, oh, this country has a 25% tariff, the actual effective rate, there's a lot of different things that go into that, won't actually be exactly 25%. So let's just say, for example, an effective tariff rate of 15%. Okay. So let's say a product that used to cost $10 now costs $11.50. So when you go from the $10 to the $11.50, that's going to hit inflation. It's a rate of change. But then the next month, it's not going to go to $13. It might go to $11.55. So now the rate of change collapses again. Not only does the rate of change collapse again, but the higher price good now also sees lower demand. Consumers are already stretched. And now you're going to see even higher prices on some certain goods, which is going to lower demand. So the lowering of demand, although maybe not good for GDP and earnings, but the lowering of demand should act as a counterbalance to the tariff, to where I don't think inflation is going to reaccelerate, meaning it's not going to go up for like 3-4 months in a row. I think you might get a bump, but then I think it works its way back down. What I think we might see throughout the summer is at some point this summer, an opportunity where we get an inflation scare, where you get this temporary bump in inflation higher. Everybody gets nervous, says, oh no, here's the inflation. The markets pull back. And then the next month inflation read is nowhere near as bad. And then everybody calms down. And the Fed has the Jackson Hole conference, which is a huge conference. There's a big speech that Jerome Powell makes at Jackson Hole. Okay, it's Jackson Hole. It's a big economic forum, and the Fed chair speaks there every single year, and that's going to be really important. And the thought would be that if inflation cooperates by then since there's no Fed meeting in August, that Jerome Powell will use that speech as an effective form of monetary policy with his words to forecast to the market that a rate cut is coming in September, and then financial conditions begin to ease going into the September Fed meeting. Okay, so that's what I think we might be able to possibly see. But this inflation number that we're about to get, if it comes in hot, you can see the markets drop back down and test that prior all-time high, and the markets might get a little nervous. So I expect to see a little bit of patient anxiety before the CPI number on the 15th. And then that number is going to tell me what direction this market's going to go. So I'm coming into this week neutral on my watch list, meaning I'm not overweight longs. I'm not overweight shorts. I have longs and shorts because I don't know what that CPI number is going to be. But I'll tell you this, if that number comes in under expectations, this market's going higher. If it comes in above expectations, the market's going lower. Okay. So I want to make sure that I have two different sets of trade ideas as we come into this week that I can look for and then I can target. All right. So right now we're looking for just patient anxiety. I'd say look for like 619 support tomorrow on the SPY. We might kind of bounce around just slightly red, nothing crazy, just maybe a candle. Maybe that looks something. Let me just do this. I'll just draw it out. Maybe a candle tomorrow that looks something like this, right? Something that looks like that. Let me draw this out a little bit more. Okay, something like that. All right? Right? That's what I think. And then you have the inflation. And then we'll have inflation, and we can dictate then what we think the markets are going to do. So let's get into some individual stocks on my watch list. Now, I said to you that I have a stock that reminds me of CoreWeave. And I said if anyone could guess it, that I would give them a free bonus skip the line one-on-one mentor session. I did not see a single person type this ticker symbol, and I will show it to you now. CoreWeave was the Head and Shoulders. Now I'm going to show you another chart that could be setting up another Head and Shoulders pattern, and it is OKLO. As we take a look here at OKLO, I want to draw this to your attention. Here's the left shoulder. Here's the head. Here's the right shoulder. And here is your neckline. Okay? So here is another potential Head and Shoulders pattern. What you will notice is the heaviest volume came in on the creation of the left shoulder. Then you got decreasing volume on the creation of the head. And then again, decreasing volume on the creation of the right shoulder. So what I'm looking for here coming into this week is if you get higher than expected inflation, the odds of rate cuts should go down. And I think the odds of rate cuts going down could hurt some energy related names. And I think you could possibly see OKLO give you a breakdown that looks something like this. And we can break this down into this 50-day moving average, this dark blue line that you guys see on my screen. So here it is. Here's this head and shoulders pattern, okay, kind of forming itself out here on OKLO. You see then this upward sloping trend line. And let's just leave this. Let's zoom this in. Okay, let's zoom it in and let's go see what the similarities are. So here we have OKLO, right? We have the uptrend, right? The uptrend, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, decreasing volume on the formation of each segment, right? Decreasing volume on the formation of each segment. And let's go see, let's line that up with core weave and let's see if we see the similarities. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, volume that was decreasing on the formations of the segments, slightly upward sloping neckline, right? There's I'll draw it in case you guys can't see it with the naked eye, right? Here you go. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, upward sloping neckline. Then let's go back to OKLO. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, upward sloping neckline, right? So what I'm going to look for is, let's see, is there resistance in like the mid 50s? And do we break underneath this upward sloping trend line? If we do, I think OKLO drops into the 40s. If you get a hotter than expected inflation report, this is going to be a stock that I'm going to look at for a possible short down into at least the high 40s, maybe 47, 48. All right. That's OKLO. Another stock I'm going to look at for a short, which might surprise some of you because of the rally we're seeing in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, up to like 120,000 over the weekend, is MicroStrategy. The reason why I'm talking about MicroStrategy, listen to me very carefully. MicroStrategy has a brick wall at $450. If you're a member of True Trading Group, if you go back to December, you remember we had a massive swing trade short on MicroStrategy here in the month of December. Do you guys remember this? Where we caught and why did we catch this? Because Bitcoin was rallying to new all-time highs and MicroStrategy could not break above the 450 resistance level. So when Bitcoin was breaking out of those all-time highs or was going to test those all-time highs and was getting into resistance, I went ahead and I shorted MicroStrategy for the rollover against that resistance level. We now have a similar scenario happening where MicroStrategy is pushing into this 450 resistance level and Bitcoin is rallying to new all-time highs, but MicroStrategy has not broken 450. So if you were to get a pullback on Bitcoin, let's say from 120 to 114, I would expect MicroStrategy to pull back into maybe the 420s and put in something that looks like this. You probably get up in here and test that 450, but then I think that you could see a situation where MicroStrategy does something that looks like that. Okay. Now, I want to see again, it's 450. This will be an advanced level trade. It'll be high volatility. It is high risk, but it's also high reward. So that's another idea that we're going to focus on coming into this week. Then we're going to also, staying on the short side of things, we're looking at SMCI. Now, SMCI has a resistance level here between 50 and 51. Okay. Now I will show you the significance of this level. Let's go all the way back to August of last year, and you will see this nice little level of support back in August. Then you had that huge gap down in August that created a gap entry, and that gap fill acted as resistance in the month of October. So you guys can see resistance. You rallied back into it in December, resistance. Then you gapped above it in February. And then you had literal price action here for 3 consecutive days, low of the day, high of the day, low of the day. So you have price structure there with lows and highs of the day. And then you fast forward here and you get resistance here and you get resistance here again. What I'm thinking about is you've recently had a really big rally in semiconductors. NVIDIA, blast off to new all-time highs. AMD, blast off. Broadcom, blast off to new all-time highs. SMCI can't get back above this resistance level. If we get a pullback in the market, I think you see more downside in SMCI. I'm looking for SMCI to get down to around $47, 46, 47. Look for it to be support there around 50. And let's see if there's a little bit more of a pullback there on SMCI off of that resistance level. So those are 3 trade ideas that I'm going to be looking for possible shorts. OKLO, SMCI, MicroStrategy. And now let's flip things on over. Let's talk about the longs, because I said to you, I want to be even balanced. I want to be neutral coming into this week. I don't know what the CPI number is going to be, so I have to have ideas depending on how that number comes in. If the CPI number comes in hot, we've got shorts. If the CPI number comes in light, we've got longs. I gave the shorts. Let's hit on the longs. We talked about the longs last week. JPMorgan, Wells Fargo, they paid us well. They're going to pay us well again this week if we get a lighter than expected inflation report. We're going to look for a continuation move here on Wells Fargo if we get that cooler than expected CPI. And we're going to look for Wells Fargo to get back to test all-time highs at 84. Let's watch for support zones, maybe in the low 80, like 82-ish or so. We look for there to be support there. Let's look to ride that trade line, and let's look for more upside on Wells Fargo. Then we also have JPMorgan. So same thing here. We're going to look for JPMorgan to see if we get light CPI. We're going to look for JPMorgan to pop this thing back to the upside and look for JPMorgan to get back into the low 290s. The low 290s will be the target there for JPMorgan if we get that lighter than expected CPI. Okay, so lighter than expected CPI. We're also going to be getting some bank earnings kicking off. So you're going to have the bank earnings, you're going to have CPI. There's going to be plenty of fundamental catalysts to move these banks. So pay very close attention to Wells Fargo, pay very close attention to JPMorgan, earnings and CPI. Can't ask for more of a fundamental catalyst than that. If you get positive earnings and a lighter than expected CPI, we absolutely want to look to be long these stocks if those 2 things happen for us this week. Then 2 other stocks that we're going to pay attention to here, folks. Apple and Alphabet. Apple and Alphabet were stocks that were on my list last week, and the trades did not trigger. Okay, we talked about if Apple gets above this 214, 215 resistance, we're going to look for the long. It still has not been able to get above it. So resistance, resistance, resistance. And then again last week, resistance. But I think Apple's consolidating here, getting ready for a break. I think Apple just kind of feels like it's kind of gearing itself up. If you get a lighter than expected CPI, I feel like this is going to be the play. So here's what I'm going to look for here with regards to Apple. I don't really want to short Apple, but if it breaks this resistance, I have to be long. How could it break this resistance? What are some fundamental catalysts we can keep our ears open for? We can keep our ears open for any update around Apple and something AI related. That'll cause a boost in the stock. And if you get a lighter than expected CPI report, that could also be a catalyst for the overall market, which could help Apple get through that resistance. If Apple gets through 215, I'm going to be long. We'll look for Apple to push up into the low 220s, maybe 225. Nah, I'm not going to get that crazy. We're going to say the low 220s target there for Apple. And then we have Alphabet. Okay, we have Alphabet here, and with Alphabet, it's very straightforward. It's 181 to 182 resistance. You guys can see here on my screen. All right, let's pan this back. Resistance, gapped up. There's gap entry, support, broke down, rallied back, resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay, so if you get a better than expected CPI report, look for Alphabet to get above this level. And if it does, maybe we can open up a little bit. And my target then would be somewhere up here around 187, 186. Okay. And you can see that's going to be this previous, see all this support, right? And then you'll see little minor structure resistance. That's why that would be my target. So if you clear 182, the target is 187, right? So that's what we'll look for there with Alphabet. Okay. So you've got Alphabet, you've got Apple, you got MicroStrategy, Wells Fargo, JPMorgan, SMCI, OKLO. Lots of variety. Lots of really good setups, some major levels coming into play, some really great chart patterns. I like what I'm seeing. I'm excited for this week. We've got the earnings from the banks. We got the inflation data. I'm excited. I think we have lots of catalysts. We have lots of opportunities to make money. Again, folks, if you are not a member of True Trading Group, do not trade through this week on your own. Get your butt in chat. Start taking advantage of some of this stuff. Don't just watch me talk about this after it's already happened. Get in chat. Trade it with us live. The mods and I share our screens with you. We trade with you live each and every single day. If you can't be in front of your computer, you can't be in chat, don't stress it. We've got a mobile app. It'll send you real-time push notifications when our mods enter and exit their positions, so you can follow along with everything that we're doing during the day. Go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included for 90 days for just $267. That's it. Text us if you have any questions, 1-888-621-2127. That does it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you feel better prepared for the week. My members, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. As always, those of you that are not members, I don't know what you're doing. Get your butt in gear. Smash that like button. Show some love. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these lives. We're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I will see you all in chat tomorrow. Have a great night.